हरिदास ठाकुर कृष्ण चैतन्य श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौरभक्तवृंद राधा कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद श्याम गोविंद वृंदावन धाम जयनोदी धाम जगन्नाथ नंद देवी कृष्ण साम वेद भक्त वृंद गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the Assembled Devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembled Devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembled Devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru, Shri Guru, Shri Prabhupada Ji. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Guru. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavani Prasad.
अच्युतं वनदिं अनन्तरूपम् अध्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभम् अदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्थस्तुकोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगम्य पायोरथापमनसो सम्प्राप्य रूपमनासनयन्तर्यमेव निगमा प्रतितैः स्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसा प्रतिभावितस्ति अभिर्येव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनाचुरिता भक्तिविलोचनेन सन्ता सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरं भजन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि ब्रह्मादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णा स्वयं समभवत् परमः गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो जगदन्धकोटि भूतेषु अशेषवशुधादि विभूतिभिन्नं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलम् अनन्तम् अशेषभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं जगदन्धस्थानि सुते विषया वेदवितायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसत्त्वतया मनासु यः प्रणिनं प्रतिफलं स्मरणमुपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयति अजस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजनाम्नितले च तस्य देवी महेशहरिधमसूतेषु तेषु चेते प्रभावनिचयाच् विदितश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टि प्रलय सदनाश्चक्तिरेखा छायेव यस्य भुवनानि बिभर्ति दुर्गा दीक्षानुरूपमपि यस्य छेचे स्मृतेषा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यथा दधिविकारविशेषयोगा सञ्जायते नहि तथा पृथक् अस्ति हेतवो यं श्यामभूतमपि तथा समुपैति कर्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि विपार्चिरेव हि दशान्तरम् अभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विविधा हेतु समानधर्मा यस्तदृगेव हि च विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि याकारणर्वनवजले भजति स्म योगा निद्रम् अनन्तजगदन्धसरोमकूपः अधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परं स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिश्वसितकलम् अथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदन्दनथाः विष्णुर्महान् स इहा यस्य कलाविशेष गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि भस्वान्यथा सकलेषु निजेषु तेजः स्वीयं कियत् प्रकटयपि अपि तद्वरत्र ब्रह्माय एष जगदन्तविदन्तकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवायुगं विनिधय कुम्भा द्वन्द्वे प्रणाम समयेश गणाधिराजः विघ्नान् विहन्तुमलम् अस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अग्निर्मही गगनम् अम्बुमरुदिशाश्च कलस्तथात्मनशिति जगत्त्रयानि यस्माद्भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यक्षुरेश सविता सकलाग्रहाणं राजा समस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषतेजः यस्यज्ञया ब्रह्मति संवृता कलाचक्र गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि धर्मोऽथ पापनिचया सुतयस्तपंसि ब्रह्मादिकीतपथागबोद्धस्य च जीवः यदत्तमात्र विभवा प्रकटा प्रभावा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्व इन्द्रगोपम् अथवेन्द्रमहो स्वकर्म वृन्दानुरूपफलाभजनम् अतनोति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं यं क्रोधकामस्य प्रणयादिगीति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गौरनीताय जय 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 गौरनीताय
जय गौरनीताय जय गौरनीताय जय गौरनीताय जय गौरनीताय जय गौरनीताय जय गौरनीताय जय हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
He's architect for everything. So today, His Grace Ananda Gauranga Prabhu is going to give a wonderful Nithyananda hints and points of Lord Nithyananda, so that we all can follow and advance in pure Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Because it appears 36 times in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So one verse is repeated 36 times in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are a total of 11,555 verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are, as we know, there are 18,000 verses in Srimad Bhagavatam and 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are 11,555 verses, and this verse is repeated exactly as it is 36 times in the actual verse itself, not just in the purport. So because it's such a significant verse, very important verse that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author, has repeated it several times, we have to sing that, especially today being the Avirbhava, or the appearance of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So it is a very simple 2-line verse. You can hear the first line and then you can chant along with me. It's very, very powerful verse. So please kindly listen to the first line and repeat after me. Similarly, the second line I will recite and you can repeat after me. Chaitanya Jaya Nithyananda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nithyananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. As I'm unqualified to speak on the glories of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, I would like to start off by getting the blessings of all the great Vaishnavas in our Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradayas, getting the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the exalted other Vaishnavas in our Parampara system. So for those of you who know the Mangala Charan, please join with me. It's very powerful Mangala Charan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayam Tadati Swapadartikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunatambitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nithyananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we will hear the wonderful divine qualities and pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So some of you are new to ISKCON. You may not have heard about the glories and the pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, but today you will be hearing the glories and pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. Again, as we mentioned earlier, as the Lord is unlimited, His pastimes are unlimited, His qualities are unlimited. So we will only be covering a drop in the nectarian ocean of pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So when we hear the pastimes, what happens? So we come to ISKCON Scarborough and other temples, we hear the classes on Bhagavad Gita, on Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and today we are going to hear the glories and the pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So what happens when we hear the pastimes of the Lord? One is, our divine qualities are manifested because our contaminations are removed as we hear the pastimes of the Lord. And in simplistic terms, when we hear about something, the result is attraction. And the result of attraction is, there is union in the end. So, when we hear, there is attraction, and then there is actually union in the end. We can think of it in terms of some material examples. For example, if somebody is gone to Antarctica taking a carnival cruise, and then they come and explain how wonderful this cruise liner was, how wonderful Antarctica was. So when we keep hearing it again and again and again, eventually what happens? We tend to go there. We tend to go on that cruise to Antarctica. Similarly, when somebody explains about the glorious virtue of a vehicle or a movie or a restaurant, so automatically there is attraction, and attraction causes association in the end. So hearing causes attraction, attraction causes association. So we have seen this in many pastimes in the Vedic literatures. One such wonderful nectarian pastime we read from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Rukmini Devi. Rukmini Devi is one of the principal queens of Dwaraka. Lord Krishna married 16,108 wives, and from each one of those wives he had 10 sons, and Rukmini Devi's eldest son was Pradyumna. We heard this wonderful pastime a few weeks ago here at ISKCON Scarborough. And Pradyumna was formerly Cupid, the husband of Rati. So, Rukmini was the daughter, the only daughter of Bhishmaka. He was the king of Vidarbha, and this king had 5 sons as well. And the eldest son was Rukmi. So, the king of Vidarbha invited many saints and sages to the palace just to hear the glories of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna's wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. So all these wonderful attributes and characters and qualities of Lord Krishna were heard in the palace by Rukmini, by Bhishmaka, but not Rukmi, the eldest son. So when we hear the glorious pastimes, 2 things have to happen. One is the association. So when we hear with the proper association from the proper source, then eventually there is attraction, and then union or association with what we are hearing about. So in this case, there was wonderful association in the form of saints and sages, and the messages were wonderfully describing the glorious qualities and paraphernalia of the Lord, and eventually what had happened is Rukmini attained the lotus feet eternally of Lord Krishna. She's never seen Lord Krishna. Rukmini never ever saw Lord Krishna, but only heard the glorious qualities and pastimes of Lord Krishna through the saints and sages. So just by hearing, Rukmini Devi was able to attain Lord Krishna eternally. So this is what the devotees are striving for. Just by hearing all these wonderful classes, wonderful virtues of the personalities of Godhead, then eventually we will also have that attraction, and then eventually we will also have the association. On the flip side, the eldest son of Bhishmaka, Rukmi, had bad association. And his association was Dandavakra, Sishupal, Jarasandha, Salva. So all these demoniac personalities were his friends, and therefore what he heard was just blaspheming the Lord. He was also blaspheming the Lord, and the net result was he was eventually killed by actually Lord Balaram himself, who's not different from Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So it is very important that we have the right association, and when we hear the right message, then there is attraction and eventual association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is what we are trying to achieve by coming to various classes. When we hear the bona fide messages of the Lord and the devotees of the Lord, for us to eventually have association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who we are is who we associate with. This is very practical. Srila Prabhupada has explained as well. If the son of yours is associating with the other students who are the top rankers in the class, automatically his level is also raised to that level. But if he is friendly with the students who are the last rank holders, then he will also attain that level of imperfection. So who we are is who we associate with. And Srila Prabhupada has given this example of an iron rod. Iron rod is not fire. Iron is iron. But then when we put that iron rod in fire for an extended period of time, because of the association with fire, now the iron rod attains the qualities of fire. It is hot, it is, it is like fire. Similarly, the wire which we see is not current, electricity. But when the wire is connected to electricity, it also acquires the characteristic of electricity. You'll get a shock when we touch it if it is exposed. So that is what Srila Prabhupada explains. Who we are is who we associate with. So today, we will hear some of the qualities and attributes and pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, and we will also try to achieve what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted us to achieve, which is to chant the holy names of the Lord, to propagate the holy names of the Lord, to propagate the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So who's Lord Nithyananda Prabhu? Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is referred to as Patita Pavana Avatar. Now he's not different from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Lord Balaram is not different from Lord Krishna. So he's Padita Pavana Avatar. Padita Pavana Avatar means savior of the fallen conditioned souls. So we are all conditioned souls because we are conditioned. That means we have some rules and regulations on this earth that we need to follow. Just like in any country, the citizens are supposed to follow certain rules and regulations. We have to go at a particular speed in the local roads, 50 kilometers. In a highway, we can't go more than 100 kilometers. We cannot kill, we cannot steal. Just like there are rules and regulations in any country, when we come to this material world, we also have some rules and regulations, and we are conditioned by certain mandatory laws that we can't escape from. Birth, death, old age, disease. So we are conditioned. So here, Padita Pavana Avatar means who's the savior of the fallen. So he's the perfect incarnation for conditioned souls like us. And he's also referred to as Dina Bandhu. Dina Bandhu means friend of the poor. Now it doesn't mean that only the poor people, financially poor devotees will have to worship Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. Friend of the poor means with a poor fund of spiritual knowledge. So all of us need spiritual knowledge. So with a poor fund of spiritual knowledge, for the devotees who have poor fund of spiritual knowledge, he is Dina Bandhu. And also he is the source of all the spiritual strength. Now all of you in this cold day in Toronto, you made an effort to leave your homes and come here to ISKCON Scarborough. that is the spiritual strength, and our acharyas explain that this is coming from Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. When we try to take the beads and chant, we need the spiritual strength to chant. Some devotees can't even take, some non-devotees, especially when we ask them to take to chanting, they can't even put their hand in the bead bag to start chanting, to walk to the temple. So the spiritual strength is needed, and that is coming from the source of all spiritual strength, and that is Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. And also, he is the first expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is the first expansion, just like Lord Balaram is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. Nithyananda Prabhu is the first expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which also means he's the first servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he's also referred to as Adi Guru. So Adi Guru means the original Guru. And all our bona fide acharyas in the Parampara system are all physical manifestations or representations of Nithyananda Prabhu. And what is the role of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram? Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and that of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is to remove the darkness of ignorance. So when it is referred, when Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is referred to as Adi Guru, that means he removes the darkness of ignorance, and all our spiritual masters in the Parampara system are representations of Adi Guru, means they also remove the darkness of ignorance. And what did we chant few minutes ago? Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya. So in that verse, I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. Similarly, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishna Surya Sama Maya Aya Andakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Nae Maya Re Adhikara. So Krishna is compared to sunshine, sun, and Maya is compared to darkness. So when sun rises in the morning, what happens to darkness? Darkness dissipates. So similarly, and also in the famous Chatur Shloki verse in Bhagavad Gita 10.11, Tesam evanu kampartam aham ajnana jamtamaha nasayam atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvasa. So which is the deepam, which is the light. When there is light, then there is no darkness at all. So, and also very very famous verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, very early in the Adi Leela it is said, Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nithyanando Sahadido Gaudodaya Pushpavando Chitro Sando Thamonudo. So here it is said, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is praying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nithyananda Prabhu arise and simultaneously like the sun and the moon. And what is the job of sun and the moon? To dissipate the darkness. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nithyananda Sahodido means arises simultaneously. Not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 10 million years ago and after 10 million years ago Nithyananda Prabhu is appearing. No, it is just 12 years difference. So Sahodido and then Pushpavando means the sun and the moon have arisen simultaneously, and Thamonudo means dissipate the darkness of ignorance. And Lochan Das Thakur, who is an author of Chaitanya Mangal, he actually wrote a song, and in that song it is said that Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is Akrodha Paramananda Nithyananda Raya. Akrodha Paramananda Nithyananda Raya. What is Akrodha? You know, in Bhagavad Gita we read Trividam Narakasyedam Dwaram Nasanam Asana Kama Krodhas Tatha Lobhas. So what is Krodha? Anger. So Akrodha means no anger. So this incarnation never gets angry. So that is Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. In spite of all the mistakes that we may make, he never gets angry. And you'll hear some pastimes later today. So Akrodha Paramananda Nithyananda Rai. So Nithya Ananda. His name is Nithya. Nithya plus Ananda. Nithya means eternal and Ananda means blissful. Just like Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sachi Dananda Vigraha. Eternal existence, eternal knowledge. So existence, eternal knowledge and eternal bliss. So Sachidananda. We are also part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is the same personality who appeared in the Treta Yuga as the younger brother of Lord Ramachandra as Lord Lakshman. The same Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared in Dwapara Yuga as the elder brother of Lord Krishna as Lord Balaram. And the same Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared in Kali Yuga as an eternal associate. He did not appear as a brother because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had an elder brother, but he appeared as an eternal associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to propagate the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Now, the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was already predicted in Srimad Bhagavatam 4,500 years before they can appear. So this was a fascinating conversation in the palace of Maharaj Nimi. Maharaj Nimi was a ruler of Mithila, the state of Mithila, and the 9 Yogendras came to visit Maharaj Nimi. Who are 9 Yogendras? 9 Yogendras are the 9 sons of Lord Rishabdev, who is the personality of Godhead. So he had 100 sons, and out of the 100, 9 were these great Yogendras who were liberated like the 4 Kumaras. And who's the first son of Lord Rishabdev? Bharat Maharaj, after whom we got the name Bharat Varsha. The land got the name Bharat Varsha, and we know the past time, how he became a deer in the next life, and then Jada Bharat in the following life. So here, Maharaj Nimi was visited by the 9 Yogendras, and Karapa Jana Muni recited this very famous verse. What is the famous verse? Krishna Varnam Dvisha Krishnam Sankupankastra Parsadam Egnye Sankirtana Prayer Ejantihi Sumeda Saha. So this verse is actually repeated 5 times in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The same verse in the actual verse, not in the purport many times. Same verse is repeated from Srimad Bhagavatam 5 more times, spread out throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here it is said, intelligent person in the age of Kali worship the personality of Godhead, who always chants the name of Lord Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Lord Krishna himself, and is accompanied by his confidential associates, by weapons, by servants. Now, associates. So, who are the associates? The Panchatattva. And we chant, before we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and that is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nithyananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu's appearance, all the associates' appearance, and of course Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance was all predicted 4,500 years ago in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4,500 years ago. And who's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who's none other than Lord Krishna. Who's Lord Nithyananda Prabhu? Who's none other than Lord Balaram. Who's Advaita Acharya? None other than a combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadasiva. It's just mind-boggling when you really go deeper into it. Mahavishnu, from his bodily pores, millions and trillions of universes originate, and each universe has got 14 planetary system with a diameter of 4 billion miles. And here Advaita Acharya is a combined incarnation of both Mahavishnu and Sadasiva. And Sadasiva is Vishnu Tattva. He resides in the eternal spiritual world. And he is a combination of Sadasiva and Mahavishnu. Gadadhar Pandit is Shakti Tattva, none other than a manifestation of Srimati Radharani. And Srivas Thakur is none other than an incarnation of Narada Muni, who's a Jiva Tattva, who's Shakti Avesha Avatar. And the servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are unlimited. One such servant is Raghunath Das Goswami. We'll try to hear more about Raghunath Das Goswami in the next little while, because it's connected to the pastime of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, as well as Haridas Thakur, the Namacharya, who chanted 300,000 names of the Lord. Now, at ISKCON Scarborough, we made it a process where we chant 1 round at the end of all our session. When we chant 1 round, we chant 1,728 names of the Lord, and initiated devotees chant 16 rounds minimum, and when we chant 16 rounds minimum, we chant 27,648 names per day. And compare that with 300,000 names a day. So which comes to about 174 rounds a day. So which is almost the entire day is spent on chanting the holy names of the Lord. So what about the actual appearance of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu? Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared in the year 1474 in a place called ISKCON. For those of you who've been to Mayapur, ISKCON is 165 kilometers northwest of Mayapur, and it takes about 4 hours to go by road to ISKCON. ISKCON, what does that mean? One chakra. It is said when Lord Krishna raised the Sudarshan chakra to kill Bhishma, which he didn't, but then that chakra, Sudarshan chakra, fell in this ISKCON. That is the place in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared 541 years ago. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 529 years ago, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared 541 years ago. Because he was 12 years elder to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And his father was Hadai Pandit and his mother was Padmavati. And it is said, as soon as Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared, it dispelled all the problems that were there in that land. So as soon as he appeared, everything became very, very auspicious in that holy place of whole of Mayapur. And it is also said that when Nithyananda Prabhu had appeared, not only all the glorious events had taken place, but as we know, whenever the Lord appears, the eternal associates of the Lord also appear with the Lord. Some of them earlier, some of them later, but they appear. And it is said that the beauty of the Lord, and we may have not seen the Lord, but again, we will get attracted by hearing, as we said earlier, as we heard, when we hear the glories of the beauty of the Lord, then we will have a natural attraction and eventually we will have association. So the beauty of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is explained that he is fair as Lord Balaram because he is not different from Lord Balaram. And also it is said that his garments are the color of cluster of blue lotuses and his eyes. So if you can just visualize this, his eyes are like lotus petals, and then it's got a tinge of this early morning sunrise color. The orange color is there in his eyes. And it is said his teeth are sparkling white, that if we keep some pearls by the side of his sparkling teeth, it looks so jaded and faded, and it looks like a discarded pearl. So the most beautiful pearl looks like discarded and jaded and faded pearl when it is kept near the teeth of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. And it is said that his voice is so deep, and always he chants the holy names of the Lord. And the Lord has got long hair, and his arms are so long that it stretches up to the knee of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, and he's got wide and broad shoulders. So these are wonderful explanations. And who's giving this explanation? It's not somebody who thinks, yeah, this is how the Lord looks like. This explanation is given in Chaitanya Bhagavat, which was penned down by Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is the last disciple of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So he's seeing Lord Nithyananda Prabhu and he's writing down the description. So by the mercy of Vrindavan Das Thakur, we are able to visualize and eventually get the association. Because when we hear, we are already associating with the Lord. So we'll be able to eventually get the attraction and associate with Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, which is for our own benefit. And it is said categorically, emphatically by our acharyas, for us to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to get the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu first. And by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we get the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And by the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we eventually will get pure devotional service at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So it's a proper chain. But for us to get the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, we need the mercy of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So it is a nice, wonderful chain reaction as to how one can get the supreme mercy and the destination of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And it is also said, again our Acharya emphatically state that Lord Krishna, as we know, is very, very, very merciful. Does anybody have any doubt that Lord Krishna is very merciful? The fact that we are all alive is because of Lord Krishna. We discussed this few weeks ago where in the verse of 6th chapter, 30th verse, where the sun is there, because of that we are all alive. The moon is there, because of that there is juice in the vegetables we are eating and we are alive. So everything is, Lord is so merciful. And it is said in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the famous verse, Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kudam Jigam Sayaya Yayadapi Yasadvi Lebe Gatinva Trichitam Tatonyam Kamba Dayalum Sharanam Brajema. So here it is said, who can be more merciful than Lord Krishna, who gave the post of a mother to Putana, who tried to actually kill him. And the Lord awards liberation to everybody. Sishupal, Dandavakra, the soul was eliminated and entered into the Lord's body. So who can be more merciful than Lord Krishna? In Bhagavad Gita, every page we turn, Lord Krishna is giving us various ways to come back to Him. Antakalecha mameva smaran mukta kar. At the time of death, if you think of me, you will come to me. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam. If you think of me, worship me, then offer obeisances to me, you will come to me. And then if you are equipoised, then you will come to me. Every page there is so many different ways to come to Lord Krishna. So He's waiting to give us liberation. But our Acharya says, they say that there is always a slight condition there. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sana. Abandon all. So you do something. If you think of me, I will liberate you. If you abandon all varieties of religion, I will liberate you. But it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Lord Krishna, because there is no condition, there is no prerequisite. All He's giving is the supreme mercy. All we have to do is accept it. But our Acharyas tell us that Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because even if we don't accept it, if we say we don't want, somehow or other, He will make us accept it the way that we want it. An example that is given is like a clever salesman. We have seen this strategy, market strategy. You want to buy a software that's very expensive. What they do? Free trial for 30 days. So you use that for a while and then you will know the value of it and then you will purchase. Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, what He offers is unlimited mercy, which is also free, but even if we don't want it, He will make sure, like an expert person, He will make sure that we accept it the way that we like to accept it. And then we will get more into this holy names of the Lord. So that is the supreme mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So today we will hear, so far what we have covered again is just a drop in the ocean of the nectarian qualities and attributes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, who is non-different from Lord Balaram. And He's the Adi Guru, He's the first expansion of the Lord, and He's also the first servant of the Lord. So we will now hear, for those of you who have been coming regularly to ISKCON Scarborough, you would have heard wonderful pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam. Today, in the next 25 minutes or so, we will hear wonderful pastimes related to Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, related to the attributes and qualities of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Chaitanya Mangal, from Chaitanya Bhagavat as well. So some of the pastimes you may have heard, but not the way you will hear today, because you will be hearing it as a means of funneling from many other Vedic literatures as well. For example, Jagai and Madai pastime, what you will hear today is not only from Chaitanya Bhagavat, because there are 3 chapters dedicated to Jagai and Madai pastime, but also there is Chaitanya Mangal by Lochan Das Thakur, as well as from Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. There is so much of nectar, different nectars, and each one of those wonderful literatures. So today we'll funnel it in a way that we'll comprehensively understand the pastimes and the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. But first is, for those of you who witnessed the Abhishek earlier today, so you saw that the Abhishek was done on both the Lordship, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So it was not just on one. And the reason is, they are non-different. They are different only in color. So Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna are not different except for the color. Similarly, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are non-different. So it is said by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who's the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita himself, a personal experience that he had was this. So there was wonderful kirtan that was going in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's house, and it was a joint family that they were having, that they were living in. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother had so much faith in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but had very less or no faith in Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. And similarly, there was a priest in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's house, and his name was Gunarnava Mishra. And then there was this great associate of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, and his name was Meenaketana Ramadasa. Some of you may have heard this wonderful devotee's name, Meenaketana Ramadasa. He's such a ecstatic devotee. What he does is, when somebody offers obeisances, he climbs on their shoulder in ecstasy. He takes a flute and he hits mildly some of the devotees, because he's so much engrossed in the worship of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. He's always happy. And whenever it is said in Chaitanya Bhagavat, whenever anybody sees him, he's always shedding rivers of tears from his eyes, because he's in ecstatic transcendental mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So here, when this Meenaketana Ramadasa came to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's home, the priest Gunarnava Mishra did not respect him. And immediately Meenaketana Ramadasa said, "Look who's here, is another Romaharshana Sutta." Because Romaharshana Sutta was the one who did not respect Balaram, and then what did Lord Balaram do? Take a kusha grass and touched him, and he died, and he installed actually his son Sutta Goswami in the throne. So similarly he said, he's not respecting Meenaketana Ramadasa because Meenaketana Ramadasa is a great devotee of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. Because he did not respect Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, he's not respecting Meenaketana Ramadasa as well. And the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami as well had no faith in Nithyananda Prabhu. And then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tried to explain him that this logic is a false logic, because it is half hen logic. You know, if there is a hen, you cannot say, I just want the first half of the hen, not the second half. So Lord Nithyananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are complete whole. They are not different, they are complete whole. And because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother did not have complete faith in Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, he immediately fell down from his transcendental position that he was in. So this is a lesson for all of us. Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is non-different to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we should have complete faith in Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. And what happened to this pastime, continuation of this pastime, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, next night he got a dream where Lord Nithyananda Prabhu appeared, because they had left the planet many years ago, but he appeared in the dream and he said, now proceed to Vrindavan. And by the blessings of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami proceeded to Vrindavan, where he had the shelter of the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and then Swarup Damodar, and eventually the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. So through Nithyananda Prabhu's mercy only, one can attain Lord Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So another pastime from Chaitanya Charitamrita is about this wonderful devotee Raghunath Das Goswami, and how he attained the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only because of the blessings of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So some of you may have heard about Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami is one of the 6 exalted Goswamis of Vrindavan, and he appeared in a very wealthy family. His father was Govardhana Mazumdar, and his uncle was Hiranya Mazumdar. And according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that family annual income was 1,200,000 rupees 500 years ago. So if you can just comprehend that, 1,200,000 rupees 500 years ago. And those days, 500 years ago, several kgs of rice can be got for 1 paisa or few paisas. And in those days, they had millions. So Srila Prabhupada explains, in today's world, if you want to equate that, they are billionaires. So they were billionaires at that time. So they had so much of wealth and property. And very early in his life, Raghunath Das Goswami got married to a girl who looked like angel. very, very, spiritually inclined person, so beautiful, and he had the wealth of Indra. So everything was very good as far as life was concerned for Raghunath Das Goswami. But because they were very rich, they also had a family priest, Balarama Acharya. They also had a family guru, Yadunanda Acharya. And because of the association of the priest and the guru, Raghunath Das Goswami was fortunate enough to get the association of Haridas Thakur Namacharya. And because of that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after he got his initiation, sannyasi initiation, he came to Shantipur. Shantipur is the place of Advaita Acharya. When he came there, Raghunath Das Goswami went there, and immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed his lotus feet on the head of Raghunath Das Goswami. Just like an electric current that passes, he got spiritually surcharged and he became like a madman. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went back to West Bengal, to Jagannath Puri, and this is in West Bengal. Every day he's trying to run away from his house because he wants to go. He's attracted towards the Supreme Personality of God. Just imagine the lotus feet of the Lord placed on the head. When we touch the current itself, what happens? So he's just running every time he goes, but his father is supremely rich. Even though he was a Vaishnava to an extent, he didn't want to lose his son permanently. So he sends all these bodyguards, all of them go catch Raghunath Das Goswami and come. Next day again he runs through another path. They go chase him, bring him back. So this was an ongoing thing. Every time he escapes, they bring him back. So his father put 5 bodyguards, according to Chaitanya Bhagavat, 5 bodyguards to always keep an eye on Raghunath Das Goswami so that he does not run away from house. And where is he running away? He's trying to go to Jagannath Puri to serve the Lord eternally. And he put 4 servants just to take care of all the necessities of Raghunath Das Goswami, and 2 cooks just to cook for Raghunath Das Goswami. In spite of all this, he's always looking for ways to run away from the home. But these bodyguards take turns. So 24/7, they're always monitoring him to see what he's doing. And after a few days or after a few months, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again came to Shantipur. And this time, Raghunath Das Goswami spoke to his father and he said, if you do not allow me to go and see him, I'm going to commit suicide. So the father had no choice but to allow Raghunath Das Goswami with a whole group of security. They went with Raghunath Das Goswami. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of God, knows past, present and future. So immediately before Raghunath Das Goswami can speak anything, he said, you go and enjoy material life, but do not get attached to it. So again, you go and enjoy material life, but do not get attached to it. In 1 year's time, I will be going back from Vrindavan. So from West Bengal, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to go to Vrindavan, and eventually he is going to go back to Jagannath Puri. At that time, you will come to me. So he gave him that prediction and that guarantee that he's going to come, leave the material life and come. And therefore, he was so happy. So once he went back home, he was not trying to run away at all. So the guards or the security also loosened some grip because they know that he's not going to run away. And he became a perfect pounds and shillings man, according to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He says he's a pounds and shillings man. That means he became a very great financial manager. And also it is said that there was a Muslim ruler who tried to create some tax problem for Hiranya Mashumdar. And who's Hiranya Mashumdar? The uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami. And because of his expertise in business and finance, he was able to amicably solve that. But now it's almost 1 year time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already gone to Jagannath Puri. So his mind, although he is here, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, enjoy material life, but do not get attached. His mind is always there. What is the time? When is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going back to Jagannath Puri? And what did he do? Again he started his tricks of escaping from home. Same thing. He's running away, they are catching him. Different route, they are catching him. So he's confused. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I'm going to go back, but I'm not able to. What is going to happen? What is lacking there is, he did not get the mercy and permission of Nithyananda Prabhu, whose appearance day is today. So, his fortune was that in Panihati is in northern Calcutta, which is not far from where Raghunath Das Goswami used to live. So he got permission from his father to meet Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. And his father said, yes, as long as you don't go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because you'll never come. So Nithyananda Prabhu, that's okay, go. I'm just sending 25 guards with you to take care. So he's going there. And at the banks of Ganges, Raghunath Das Goswami is able to see Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, and it is said it looked as though hundreds and thousands of sun are actually rising. That was the beauty and the effulgence of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. He's sitting on a rock underneath a tree in the shores of Ganges, and then surrounded by his confidential associates. And Raghunath Das Goswami goes there, and right away the lotus feet of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is placed on the head of Raghunath Das Goswami. So this is the second time. First time by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, second time by Lord Nithyananda Prabhu on the head of Raghunath Das Goswami. And immediately he says, Nithyananda Prabhu instructs Raghunath Das Goswami, I want you to conduct a wonderful festival here. And that festival is known as the Panihati festival that we still celebrate. Which is a chipped rice and yogurt, and chipped rice and condensed milk mixed with bananas and camphor and honey. This was a wonderful opportunity for Raghunath Das Goswami. For him, money is not a problem. So he was so ecstatic, and immediately 400 pots were brought, earthen pots were brought to cook for thousands and thousands of devotees. Devotees from all over India had come in many numbers there. And there were 7 wonderful description is that we don't have time to go through 7 huge pots where they were soaking this chipped rice, and eventually each Vaishnava was given 2 pots. One is chipped rice with yogurt, and another one is chipped rice with condensed milk with bananas and camphor and honey. And it is said that Lord Nithyananda Prabhu was sitting in an elevated platform with his associates, and surrounding them hundreds of devotees were actually with their 2 pots, and they were honoring the prasadam. And there was no place, so many of the devotees had to go to the shores of Ganges, and it became so full in the shores of Ganges that the devotees had to go inside Ganges, stand up to neck deep of Ganges water, and they were honoring the prasadam, holding like that. So many thousands and thousands of devotees were there. At that time, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, in his meditation, requested Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and first honor this wonderful chipped rice and yogurt and condensed milk. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and honored this. And next day morning, in the same place, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is sitting on the rock below the shade of this wonderful tree on the bank of Ganges. And Raghunath Das Goswami goes, and immediately at that time he goes with Raghava Pandit, another great devotee. And at that time he says, my dear Lord, I have been like a dwarf trying to jump and catch the moon. I have been trying my level best to attain the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have been unsuccessful. That is because I am totally sinful personality. See the humility of Raghunath Das Goswami. He is saying that he is totally sinful, he is unqualified, but with your mercy, even the most unqualified will be able to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. So please grant me your mercy. So again, for the 3rd time, Nithyananda Prabhu places his feet. So the 3rd time in total, Raghunath Das Goswami gets the lotus feet. But for the 2nd time in 2 days, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu places his lotus feet on Raghunath Das Goswami's head, and he says, very soon you will be attaining the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, and he will put you under the care of Swarup Damodar, who is an eternal servant of the Lord. So he is able to predict. He knows the past, present and future. He is telling what is going to happen. So he is so happy. And then from that day onwards, he was sleeping in a Durga Mandap. It is said that very close to his house. He did not go to his house. But his father was okay because there were still guards there. And then if you remember 10 minutes ago, you heard the name Yadunandana Acharya, who's the family guru. And at that time, there was a priest who was supposed to do Pujari, worshipping the Lord. He was worshipping the Lord, but he stopped the worship. So Yadunanda Acharya wanted Raghunath Das Goswami to speak to that Pujari. So in the middle of the night, he's taking him when all the gods are asleep. This is like Lord Krishna is taken by Vasudeva and all the gods fell asleep, even though they were supposed to keep an eye 24/7. Immediately Raghunath Das Goswami says, let me go in the middle of the night. Why do you have to go, Yadunandana Acharya? You go back home. I'll talk to this Brahmin. He will start doing the Pujari service. You go home. Immediately he takes that opportunity. And for 12 days he started running. It is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita that he ran 30 miles per day. And out of the 12 days he had only milk to drink, and that too only for 3 days. And finally he reached Jagannath Puri, and he got the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who put him under the care of Swarup Damodar. But one thing which I missed was, not only Lord Nithyananda Prabhu gave him the benediction to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he asked all the Vaishnavas who are sitting there to bless Raghunath Das Goswami. So we always need the blessings of the Vaishnavas, and definitely the blessings of Nithyananda Prabhu for us to attain the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And no sinner, it is said, is too sinful to obtain the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So no sinner is too sinful to get the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu especially. So this is this wonderful pastime of Jaga and Madai. So we'll funnel it from Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur, 13th, 14th and 15th chapter from the Madhya Kanta. Chaitanya Mangal by Lochan Das Thakur, as well as Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. It is said, as we know, that Jaya and Vijay. So let's go back. Jaya and Vijay were the gatekeepers, as we can see from that chart, that they're the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. And it's a long past time. They were cursed by the four Kumaras, and Lord Vishnu himself came and offered Jaya and Vijay. Do you want to be born in the material world 3 lifetimes as my enemy, or 7 lifetimes as my devotee? And Jaya and Vijay are intelligent. They said only 3 lifetimes. We don't want to be away from you for a longer period of time. We will be your enemy for 3 lifetimes. And the 3 lifetimes they appeared as brothers, as we know. First in Satya Yuga, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyaksha was a personification of greed, because it is said that how he was trying to get more and more gold, and the earth itself fell into the Garbhodaka ocean. And then Lord Varahadev came and used his paw and the tusk to kill him. So second personality was Hiranyakashipu, who was a personification of pride, because he thought he's the supreme, and he did not even allow his son, the great Prahlad Maharaj, to worship Lord Vishnu. And therefore he was a personification of pride, and he was killed by the weapon, which is the nail of Lord Narasimhadev. Then it was Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Ravana was a personification of lust, as we know why. And Kumbhakarna was a personification of illusion, because he was almost 6 months sleeping, then eating meat. So that's what he was doing. And both of them were killed by the arrow of Lord Ram. And then in the Dwapara Yuga, they appeared again as Shishupal and Dantavakra. Shishupal was a personification of envy. He was blaspheming the Lord again and again, and he was killed by the Sudarshan Chakra of the Lord. And Dantavakra was a personification of anger, and he was killed by Kaumodaki club by Lord Krishna. But it is said by Kavi Karnapur in Gaura Ganadosha Deepika that the same Jaya and Vijay appeared in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's past, because all the associates come with the Lord. So they came down with all the potency. So Jaya and Vijay came down in Kali Yuga, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as a personification of lust, anger, greed, envy, pride and illusion. So it is said they were more powerful than any one of Ravana or Hiranyakashipu put together. So it was just mind-boggling as to how powerful they were. It's a long past time, so let me try to sort of give you a summary. We may not have enough time to actually describe the way that we thought we'd describe. We just have 5 minutes. So Jaya and Vijay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had instructed Haridas Thakur and Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, I want you to go preach door to door, house to house, knock everybody's door, and then ask them to chant the holy names of the Lord, worship Lord Krishna. So that was the message. And Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur did exactly what they were told. Some of the devotees said, pious people said, yes, we will do. But impious people said, they are mad and they are trying to inject us with madness. And some impious people said, oh, they are dacoits. They come knocking at our door to see who's inside the house, who's not inside, so they can come and steal later on. So this was the mix. So non-devotees are not just here now. They were here in 500 years ago as well. So eventually, Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur see these two sinful personalities of Jagai and Madai. So kindly stay with me. We just have 5 more minutes. We are in the homestead. This is wonderful pastime. So when they see them, it is said, but actually we need to go to the 14th chapter of the Madhya Kanda of Chaitanya Bhagavat, where it is said their sins were so much that once Yamaraj, who's one of the 12 Mahajans, everybody knows, right? Yamaraj is one of the 12 Mahajans. So he goes and asks Chitragupta. Who's Chitragupta? He's the karmic accountant for all of us. He writes down who did good, who did bad. So he goes and asks Chitragupta, give me the list of all the sinful activities that this Jaga and Mada have done. So what did Chitragupta say? My dear Lord Yamaraj, it's a futile activity. Let's forget that. Because even if my 100,000 scribes who write down all these plus and negative points, even if they recite their sins for 1 month, it will be incomplete. And also, even if one has got 100,000 years, they will still not be able to hear the complete sinful list or activities of these two brothers. And Yamaraj, later on we find out he faints once he knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually expunged their sins right away. So it's a wonderful pastime. We may not be able to cover it today. So as soon as they saw Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur saw these two personalities, immediately they said, this is the best opportunity. You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as Padita Pavan Avatar. Who can be more sinful than these two personalities? So they need the compassion. And he saw the good. Nithyananda Prabhu saw the good in the bad. So here he's intoxicated. They eat meat, they eat cow, they kill Brahmins, they do everything. But in the intoxicated state, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is looking for good in the bad. He said now he's oblivious of his body. Oblivious means he does not even remember that he's got a body. He's intoxicated in liquor. Very easily he can get intoxicated in chanting the holy names of the Lord. Still he will be forgetting his body and he'll know he's not the body and he's the soul. So therefore he got more mercy from Haridas Thakur as well. So Nithyananda Prabhu said to Haridas Thakur, my dear Haridas Thakur, when you were beaten in 22 marketplaces, you were so merciful to these Muslim Melecha guards who hit you. So please have the same mercy on these two, Jagai and Madai. And both of them go, and then as soon as they go, the pious people are all praying, Krishna, please save these two personalities, because they are, Jagai and Madai are very dangerous people. But the bad people there are hoping and praying that they get beaten up well. So they were good and bad people even at that time. And what happens is, when they went, and Nithyananda Prabhu said, please chant the names of Krishna, worship Krishna, do not continue your sinful activities. Lord Krishna is your father, Lord Krishna is your mother. Because Aham Bija Pratapita and Pitaham Asya Jagato Mata Data Pitamaha. We read from Bhagavad Gita. So as soon as they say, explain this to Jagai and Madai took 2 clubs. So there is not in Chaitanya Bhagavat, but this is there in Chaitanya Mangal. They took 2 clubs and they started running after Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. So it is very jovial conversation between them. So the lordships are running and these two drunken people are taking the club and they're running, and then they're talking to each other as they're running. But what did they do? They were chanting the names of Lord as they were running. It is a lesson for all of us. When we are in danger, all we have to do is chant the holy names of the Lord. As they were running, they said, if we did not follow what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told us, which is to teach the people about chanting the holy name, we would have been finished if we didn't follow. But can you believe we followed what he said? Still we are going to be finished. Because Jagai and Madai are closely following them with a club. But then they were able to run faster, and then they're giving the report to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I want you to go and preach door to door, house to house, you have to come and give me the report. So when they gave the report, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am going to go and cut their head off with the Sudarshan Chakra. Then Nithyananda Prabhu said, no, we are Padita Pavan Avatar. We are going to kill the demoniac propensity within them, not kill them. Yes, because Lord Balaram killed Romaharshana Sutta, Balbala, Dvivida, then many other Pralambasura, Dhenukasura. But in this incarnation, they are merciful incarnation. They are killing the demoniac propensity. So in few days' time, Jagai and Madai set up a evil den close to Ganges where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes bath. So nobody dared going. So Lord Nithyananda Prabhu deliberately went there, and Madai asked, what's your name? And Nithyananda Prabhu said, my name is Avaduta. Immediately he took this broken earthen pot, which is the wine pot, and he hit Lord Nithyananda Prabhu's forehead and blood started bleeding. And what did he do? After he got it, he was chanting the holy names of the Lord. Again, it's a lesson for all of us that we chant the holy names of the Lord. And even when we are in danger, or when we are hit as well. And then immediately this news went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared there immediately with the Sudarshan Chakra. And then Jagai, when Madai hit him, he stopped Madai from repeating the same offense. So what did Lord Nithyananda Prabhu do? Again, he is always looking for good thing in a bad thing. So what did he do to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he came? He stopped him and he said, oh, this was an accident and it is not painful at all. And by the way, immediately Jagai stopped him from hitting that pot again on me. So immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart melted and he gave pure devotion service to Jagai immediately. And then Madai said, both of us are sinners, why are you partial to him? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, because you did harm to Lord Nithyananda Prabhu's body. Then immediately Madai is also spiritually inclined. He said, but in the previous incarnation, many of you hit you, they put the arrows on you, like Hiranyaksha hit the club on you, you still gave them liberation, so why not me? Then he said, because you harmed the body of my devotee, which is more dear to me than my own body. Then Madai asked, what do I do? Then he says, fall at the feet of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. He did that, and then they took all of them to chanting the holy names in Advaita Acharya, no, actually it is Shiva Sangan. They go to Shiva Sangan. Wonderful chanting was going on, and this is very significant. In Chaitanya Mangal it is said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, both of you, Jagai and Madai, give me all your sins by giving me Tulasi. Give me all your sins by offering me Tulasi. Then Jagai and Madai said, no, we are not going to do, we are too sinful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, give. So this is an important instruction for all of us when Lord Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam, we offer Tulasi leaves. So right away when they eventually offer the Tulasi leaf, Lord Krishna got this blackish shroud of sin from them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got that shroud of sin and then immediately it got burnt. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, for anybody who blasphemies the devotees, this sin will go to them. So it is another instruction for all of us not to blaspheme the devotees, because the Jagai and Madai's sin is waiting to come to us, to attack us. So this is the glory of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So we need the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu to attain the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He not only saved the lives of Jagai and Madai, but he put them onto this transcendental position where this Jagai and Madais saved many Jagais and Madais. And in this age of Kali, all of us are Jagai and Madais, and we need the mercy of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nithyananda Prabhu ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Krishna Prasthaya Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prasariti Nirvisheta Dhanavadi Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prasariti Nirvisheta Dhanavadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nithyananda Sita Gadada Devasadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
One day
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती शिल प्रभुपाद की गौर किशोर बाबूदास महाराज की भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की हरदास ठाकुर की प्रिंसिपल हो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद गिरि गोविंदार की वृंदावन धाम की नवदीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी मथुरापुरी द्वारकापुरी धाम की गंगा देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय साम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to the Asma devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Asma devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Asma devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru, Shri Guru and Shri Prabhupada, Jai everybody. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharya Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Pacharya.
Lord Nithyananda Trayodashi ki And today is the most auspicious day of Nithyananda Trayodasi. So we are very, very happy to have all of our devotees here today to celebrate this most auspicious day. So Hare Krishna, thank you for coming. As you know, Lord Nithyananda Prabhu is very merciful. He's always looking for ways and methods to shower us with mercy, with love for Godhead. Hearing His Grace Ananda Gauranga Prabhudas give the most elaborate ways and detail of how Nithyananda Prabhu in so many ways went out of his way, even when he knew that there is danger, physical harm, how he went again back to the same people so that he can deliver love for Godhead is most astonishing to hear, and very humbling. And it also, in our own sadhana and our own experience, we can take cues from that. And whenever there is difficulty, we know that that difficulty is nothing when it comes to our ultimate journey back to Godhead. So again, having all of this, hearing all of this from His Grace Ananda Gauranga Das Prabhu is amazing. So we'd like to thank him for giving us these nectarian words over and over and over again, so that we're reminded just where our transcendental position really is. Hare Krishna. We'd also like to thank all the Matajis who have prepared sumptuous bhoga for the Lord. We have for our program, as you can see, the deities are adorned with various flower garlands and beautiful flowers. And all of these flowers are sponsored today by Her Grace Shashidlal, who is here with us. So we'd like to thank Mataji for that. As a personal endeavor for the last several months, we at ISKCON Scarborough have been trying to really ramp up our book distribution, and we are very happy to announce that we have some quantitative figures from our Bhaktivedanta book publishing, who have told us that in the past year we have actually increased our book count that we've gotten from them up by 136%. So a bulk of this is due to the endless motivation and personal drive by devotees like Govinda Das Prabhu and many others who personally take it upon them to spread the message of Srila Prabhupada. And one of the many ways that they do this is by book distribution. So this is a great achievement for us for the last year, and we're looking to push this further for the next year. So we'll give a Hare Krishna Maha Mantra as a motivating factor for the many more accomplishments in this regard for the next year to come. So we'll just say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For the next for the next week coming up, we have Mangalarti on Saturday, February 7th, which starts at 5 a.m. sharp. And today, our very own Radha Murari group is actually doing 1 hour of Kirtan at ISKCON Toronto from 4 to 5 p.m. So if you went to ISKCON Toronto today for the 6-hour Kirtan, you'd hear our very own group singing. So that's a very good news, and we'd like to see a lot of our devotees there to cheer them up. Hare Krishna. Finally, just ending up, we have a very active website which is constantly being updated with new content, with new videos. For example, the lecture that if you have missed the lecture today, you would see the video is being recorded and will be uploaded to the website shortly. And then the website is also connected to our Facebook page, ISKCON Scarborough. So if you just typed in ISKCON Scarborough on Facebook, you would get our page. And if you liked our page, you would get constant news feeds about various videos and various news, such as Nithyananda Trialasi, which was posted a few days ago. So please do get in touch with us on Facebook, on our website at www.iskconscarborough.com, and also we have our email list. If you're interested in getting news from us through email, you can approach either myself or His Grace Ananda Gauranga Das Prabhu to have your email registered on our mailing list, so you can get up-to-date information from our temple. So now we'll do one round of chanting, and many of our one of the things that we do when we chant is we like to think of our devotees who are experiencing troubles and struggles in their personal life, and this serves as not only a personal motivation so that we can understand just the struggles of material life, but also to provide support and encouragement and motivation for others who are going through their own spiritual turbulences, so that they can also chant and think of the Lord while we're all chanting with them and encouraging them. So for this chanting, we'd like to keep and consider in our hearts other devotees who are going through various troubles in their personal life, and while we're chanting, Anand Prabhu always says that when you chant, it's not like you're giving away your chanting to someone else. You're actually taking a candle that you have started in your own heart by chanting, and you're just lighting another candle and another candle. The potency doesn't go away. The intensity is still the same. In fact, it's even magnified when you chant for others. So we'll take this moment to chant for others. And we'll have our chanting led by Govindas Prabhu. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, for Radha Govinda Prabhu.
Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, श्री श्री राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय, बस इतना प्रेमानंद।